I'm not gonna get inside me, everybody. You know what I mean? Get inside me. YouTube, what's up? It's your boy Redline. It's been a minute since I did a video. This last KVK, I did a lot of live streaming during the course of the 30 plus days of KVK. So it kind of made me go away from making videos as I was purely making content on the live streams and the actions that we had. But I kind of want to give you guys a quick update on where I am after this KVK, a quick post KVK update. KVK just ended for us in 401, and I first have to say this was probably the most epic KVK for me personally, due to the amount of action and fighting there was. Even more for me specifically than the 331 and 93 KVK. Please note that that was an intense KVK for myself, but this one being on a 2 kingdom versus 9 kingdoms was intense, and it was probably the most fun I've had in a very long time in Rise of Kingdoms. To give you guys a little bit update on the things that I accomplished within this KVK. So I started this KVK with 310 million kills going into this KVK, and now I'm at 503 million kills. So I was able to obtain 193 million kills during this KVK. That's how much fighting there was. Like literally every I've once Pass 4 opened, there was a lot of fighting, and then when Pass 7 opened in Kingsland, it was just non-stopped, where I literally was on majority of the time fighting. And it was a blast. So I was able to obtain 193 million kills this KVK. Giving you a quick breakdown of those kills. I know I had more T5 kills than I did T4 kills. I know I hit over 100 million T5 kills this KVK. I probably have to look at the stats in detail to kind of give you those exact numbers, but this is where I'm at currently. Looking at Rockboard too, if you don't know what Rockboard is a third-party website that kind of gives you a breakdown of individual statistics. And cool to know that for T5 kills in the game, I'm ranked 21, I believe. It was 26 or 21, but I'm right behind Legend Roni, which is kind of cool, in T5 kills overall in the game after the update. I had about, I actually give you guys here, I lost about 8.3 million troops for this KVK. Cool thing is I got 4 million of them back, mostly of my cav that I got back. So most deaths I've occurred in a single KVK, and now I'm sitting at 17.181 deaths overall for my account, which is crazy because I was thinking that they would take back the number that you got back. So technically, if you take out the 4 million, I'm sitting at 13 million deaths, which something for me personally is a great accomplishment. So that's me for my individual stats for this KVK. I do want to talk about overall my perception on us in this KVK. We didn't get Ziggurat, and I know Gecko mentioned this in his previous video, which was a really good video highlighting the overall overview of the KVK. But for me personally, I think that this was a win for me and my kingdom. Even though we didn't get the Ziggurat, this kind of showcased us coming into 401. When I mean squad, coming to 401 and showcasing how we can as a team. There's a lot of opportunities, how our strategy was in KVK, but at the end of the day, you know, it's an experience that we have to learn and move from. But I saw a lot of fighters in this KVK. I saw people who didn't find this KVK, and I know we're addressing that. But overall, the kingdom did great. And I'm very proud of the accomplishments that we did against 9 kingdoms, how long we held out in Kingsland, how we fought against them in Kingsland. I was really proud of them. Give kudos to Water Camp and Earth Camp. I met a lot of great people there. I also met some great people in Wind Camp also. Wind Camp tried to get that fort, but we did what we did and we were able to obtain that. So but kudos to everybody else for fighting. and making this an epic KVK for myself. There's a couple things that I do want to tell you guys on my perception of Heroic Anthem. I know there's a lot of stuff going on in the community about Heroic Anthem, where it's at, and also things about the game. But I want to give you my experience with the the Heroic Anthem in my eyes. First off, KVK tech. I maxed tech. I was able to max tech. It was very expensive, but I do want to tell you that having max tech really does make a huge impact in the game. You literally the trades are ridiculous. I do want to tell you guys that I don't think KVK tech should still be a thing based on what it currently is now. I know they added it into Bard Forts. I know they added it into Barbarians, but I still think it's horseshit. And the reason why I'm saying this is there's a couple things. Right? One, if for me, I was very grateful that we had a 2v9 because I was able to utilize the max tech to fight all the enemies I had. But if you're in a scenario where I know a lot of other kingdoms are have experience or are in, where if you max tech and your enemies don't fight, that investment's gone. And none other, the tech goes away, which is probably the most annoying thing for me. You invest in something and you don't get it back. So overall, I think KVK tech needs to go away. I have friends who are low spenders, bid spenders, or even free to play who tell me that they didn't want to field fight or participate as much in this KVK outside of filling rallies and flags and not open field fight. It was just boring for them because they knew to get worked if they were fighting the open field with someone with better tech. So overall, I think the game should take away KVK technology. Just make it go away, go back to what it was. I love the map. The map was dope. A lot of fighting that I wanted. I think it was easier to obtain 8 honor here. Definitely think it's great. The barb drops, I have mixed feelings about them, but I still think that they could definitely be improved on, specifically the gem drops. That's just my opinion. I think that definitely be reworked. Karoks. The Karok, Lohar, where the fuck those things are called, and little chests. Those were the most annoying things for me in KVK because every time we would make a push, the enemy would just spawn a bunch of Kahars where I couldn't teleport forward or we couldn't build flags. I know they made a Lohar update where we can attack those Lohars or the timing, how long they were there for was very diminished, like maybe, I don't know, an hour or 2 hours, but Kahars were there for like 6 hours. That needs to be fixed by Lilith because not only that they impede any advancement or teleporting in, it was just frustrating. And I think a lot of people agree with me that definitely needs to be reworked. Make that please go away. The other thing, my last point, and I might be missing out on a couple other key points here, but the ability to loot your own camps, cities. Okay, hear me out on this, right? I know there could be a lot of negative things about enabling this, but for me, I felt like there were so many farms and there were so many people who quit the game or people who just didn't care anymore and didn't log in the home zone that were getting rallied when the enemy took our level 4 pass, and we couldn't loot those cities to make sure the enemy couldn't get the RSS. So literally, I'm trying to like, okay, there's like 3 billion resources in this guy's city. I can't loot my own teammate because the enemy, because the mechanism, whatever, and the enemy can be like, all right, well, we'll wait till Redline gets off and we'll loot the city. I think there should be something changed there where you can loot your own city, your own camp city to get the resources from there. I know it sounds horrible, but if you think about war, wouldn't you rather loot your own teammate's city than the enemy looting it? If your friend can't get online, you can give it back later, or if they quit, they'd rather go to your own kingdom than the enemy kingdom. I thought that was dumb, and I hope that they rework that. So those are kind of my overall key points on Heroic Anthem. If the question to me is, would you do it again? My answer is I don't know. I definitely think these to be reworked to make people want to play Heroic Anthem or Strive for the 8. I don't know how that is, how it's going to happen. I know a lot of people in the community are making movements, providing suggestions. All these things are happening, but it just comes down to see what Lilith does. I know there's a March update coming to see what that looks like. For now, it's a downtime and we have OL to prepare for. So I'm just going to wait to see what happens then. And I still don't know if I would want to participate in Heroic Anthem. At the end of the day, I'm there for my kingdom and I'm there for my boys and ladies that are part of 401. So I'm gonna continue fighting for them. And when it comes to KVK, How I'm gonna do that, if I'm gonna optimize the technology or whatever it is, that I still don't know. But just kind of going to give you guys a quick update on myself and where I'm at in the account. I do want to note that I zeroed a lot of cities, and probably my next live stream I'll definitely be putting showing you guys like how many cities we looted. Oh, and a last point, guys. When Pass 4 opens, a lot of people forget. They log off. They don't. All right, KVK is over and whatever. You're drained from RSS, right? I want to show you guys something. Every time KVK happens, as I said, I looted, ends, I always get excited for the last 3-4 days. That's when everybody logs off. You hunt, you vulture to see any enemy cities that are offline, and you loot everything. I was able to take, resources from like maybe 9 to 10 cities, and like this was a prime one. This person just didn't log on in enemy camp, and I looted all this. And another one, I looted this person too. So basically, all the resources that I lost from KVK, I was able to get back because they were offline. So thank you to those who didn't log on because you got me back some resources. Other than that, guys, I appreciate you all. Hope to be live streaming more. Any questions, suggestions, or anything I missed, feel free to put in the comment section below. Have a good one, guys. Appreciate you. Have a good one. Thanks.